Why my dad refused to walk me down the aisle and what I learned after. I thought my wedding day would be the happiest day of my life until my dad looked me straight in the eyes and said, "I can't do it." At first I thought he was joking, but what I learned later changed how I saw him and myself forever. Growing up, my dad was my rock. He worked double shifts, never missed a single dance recital, and always told me, "One day, I'll walk you down the aisle, that's my promise." So when my fiancé, Ryan, proposed, my dad was the first person I called. He cried and that meant the world to me, but as the wedding got closer, something changed. He became distant. He'd avoid planning meetings, skipped our food tasting, and when I asked about walking me down the aisle, he'd just say, "We'll see." A week before the wedding, he came over to my apartment, sat at my kitchen table, and said quietly, "I can't do it." I was stunned. "Dad, what are you talking about?" "You promised." He looked down at his hands and said, "I love you, but I can't walk you toward a mistake." Those words shattered me. I thought maybe he just didn't like Ryan, that he was being overprotective. We argued for hours. He said he had his reasons but wouldn't tell me. I yelled, I cried, and when he walked out, I swore I'd never forgive him. So on my wedding day, I walked alone. Every step felt heavy. Everyone whispered, wondering why my dad wasn't there. I tried to smile, but deep down it felt wrong. After the ceremony, I called him no answer. For 2 years, we barely spoke. I built a life with Ryan, trying to prove my dad wrong, until the night everything came crashing down. Ryan didn't come home one evening. Hours turned into a day, then 2. When I finally reached him, he confessed he'd been seeing someone else. He said he wasn't ready for forever. I felt my entire world crumble. A few days later, I found a letter in my mailbox. It was from my dad. It had been dated months before my wedding. Inside, he wrote, "Sweetheart, I found out something that broke my heart and I couldn't tell you." Ryan came to me. He said he wasn't sure he loved you but didn't want to embarrass you by backing out. I told him if he wasn't sure, he needed to let you go. He said he'd marry you anyway. I couldn't walk you into something I knew would hurt you. I must have read that letter 100 times. My dad had tried to protect me not from his pride, but from my pain. I had been so angry, thinking he was controlling, when all along, he was carrying a truth that would have crushed me before I was ready to face it. I called him that night. He answered on the first ring. I just cried, and he said, "It's okay, sweetheart. You walked yourself, and now you can walk forward. Sometimes love doesn't look like support. Sometimes it looks like silence or distance, or even refusal because the people who love us most are trying to protect us from something we can't yet see."